Hey everybody, welcome to On the Fringe. This is Dave. I'm here with Gavin,
Hello, hello, hello.
and in the last couple of weeks, we have done several episodes. I guess going back to the very beginning of season four, we've done several
Yeah.
episodes about prediction markets. And we have some stories that are coming out of the woodworks about prediction markets and really people using them in nefarious ways to really benefit themselves. That's a very lightly touched way, kid-gloved way of saying it, isn't it, Gavin?
Oh my God. So, you talked about it. I think we've already said this multiple times. This is going to be the story of the season. This is part of our rolling coverage of prediction markets, particularly prediction markets in the US, but they're sort of global effects. So, we have two stories this week, very much interconnected, one from Kalshi, one from Polymarket. I'm going to lead off with the one from Polymarket. A U.S. soldier who was allegedly involved in the operation to capture Nicolás Maduro earlier in the year, Gannon Ken Van Dyke, great name, like just wow. Okay. Allegedly made more than $400,000 on Polymarket. So in early December, in early January, Van Dyke placed 13 bets on Polymarket, allegedly, and all of them relating to American forces invading Venezuela and taking the head of state. So people found out about this because he made over $400,000, and he's been arrested, of course. He's currently in custody, and he's been charged with commodities and wire fraud, in addition to unlawful use of confidential government information for personal gain. That's going to be a law that probably hasn't gotten a lot of use previously, that might be getting a brisk workout in the next couple of years.
Yeah,
And this is not small potatoes. He's facing up to 60 years in jail.
yeah, yeah. This is a big deal, and I could see in the next couple of months or in the next couple of years, people that have a security clearance, if you are doing anything related to Polymarket or Kalshi or other prediction markets, and you're
Mm.
making bets on world events, you could potentially be jeopardizing your clearance and you could potentially be jeopardizing your job. And I
And,
think this
and
is,
and your ability to not be a felon.
yeah. And yeah, not only that, you'll very likely be spending time with the FBI and maybe some time in the big house.
Ooh, fun times in the big house.
Oh yeah. Doesn't
Uh,
doesn't get any better. And
yeah, don't want to go there. Do
no,
not want to go there. Don't want to spend a couple of years in Club Fed. Don't do it.
no. And goes as well that if you're going to be running for office, it's probably not a very good
Ooh.
idea to make a bet on yourself if you're going to win. So Kalshi has punished three political candidates for, quote, insider trading. They've been betting on their own campaigns. And
Mm.
looks like one was in Texas in the 21st congressional district, and you had one in Virginia, and you had one, where was the third one? I forgot. Minnesota,
Uh,
it looks like.
yeah.
So three different states, three different political candidates, or two different political parties too. So it's not just a single party issue. This is across the political spectrum where this is
Mm.
happening. And I think November is coming. Everybody's already talking about the elections, and this is probably going to get worse in the next couple of months where you're going to have more bets and you're going to have more people putting money on candidates. And I could even see this for a candidate where this is your reelection fund. You have people putting bets on you, you win, then you have this huge treasure trove of money that you can use from winning, especially if you're a long shot candidate.
Yeah, again, just the potential for conflict of interest through these prediction markets is so crazy and insane. And the reality is, law enforcement and, well, really any kind of law enforcement, we're playing catch up at this point. Everything you could conceivably think of doing on these platforms, I can assure you, it's being done if it hasn't already been done multiple times. And this is, it's interesting. I think that this is coming from Kalshi. I feel like they are trying to project that they are being responsible, that they are policing this as an issue. But after the fact fines and banning from platforms, I imagine that legislators are probably going to have a field day with this where they go, excuse me, this is a criminal issue. Again, if you're using insider information to make money on these things, to me, whether this is ruled to be a unregulated financial instrument or gambling, that seems like a clear-cut case of wire fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if the DOJ were maybe in a different space at the moment and potentially in the future, and I mean, definitely on the regional level, I'd be concerned if I was one of these individuals, because Kalshi will probably be asked to name these people, and you've basically been caught red-handed.
Yeah, and
This
the
is,
damage is a $784 fine, and you
oh
get kicked off the
no.
platform, which is life changing punishment there.
Well, and it's also, yeah, you get kicked off of Kalshi and you open up your Polymarket account.
Exactly.
Like,
Or you have your
dude.
cousin do it, or you have somebody else do it.
And again, to
It's
go
whack
back
a
to
mole.
Mr. Van Dyke, who opened 13 different accounts, that's not so hard to do. So, yeah, this is part of our ongoing coverage of prediction markets and the various shenanigans people are getting themselves into. I suspect, and again, this happened in January and December. I can only imagine the stories that are going to start rolling out are already being talked about, but the stories that will start rolling out in the next couple of months, because millions of dollars have been made off of prediction markets betting on the Iran war.
Even look at
And
yesterday. I would be
oh, I'm
shocked that
sure.
there weren't millions of dollars on the line of whether the U.S. and Iran are actually going to meet in Pakistan. That would have been something to look up, and that would have been interesting to tell the listeners. But something like that is going to be
But
generating millions of
Dave,
dollars.
I can tell you, yes. People were betting on that. It's Polymarket and Kalshi. 100% they're people betting on it. They're people, I mean, not to beat a dead horse. They're people betting on whether or not Jesus is coming back. I can
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you that they're betting on whether or not people will be meeting in Pakistan. And again, huge national security risk, huge issue. The people who are looking for fast money, okay. The only people who seem to be making money off of this are people with the most inside track imaginable. And just a quick anti-gambling PSA before we go. If you're listening to this and you're going, "Wow, that seems like a great way to make money," or "Boy, it seems like something I should dip my toe into," don't, because 99.9% of people, let's raise that, 99.99999% of people make no money off of gambling. And the percentage that do, probably doing something somewhat illegal. So don't do anything illegal. Don't think you got the perfect spread and you're going to go in and you're going to make, you got a system. Bunch of people on Polymarket have a system.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go in, you're going to make a whack ton of money, and you're going to walk away from it.
Yep. And
The
and on that
people who
same
are
note,
go ahead.
oh,
No, go ahead.
and on that same note, just because old Mr. Jiang, the Chinese high school teacher, has been right so many times, and people say, "Oh, he's a sage and he knows everything. His track record's perfect," doesn't mean that he's going to be right next time. People are saying they know what's going on. In reality, they probably don't have any idea because most people have no idea what's going on
We
either.
don't. Like
We don't.
I'm very comfortable telling everyone on this show I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, and
I
I'm with you there. We will do our
yeah.
best to look at what's happening and take out the old crystal ball or put on the old tinfoil hat.
Yeah, I know uh please please don't gamble on US military operations. I just feel like that's a bad idea. That sounds very old-fashioned of me now,
Yeah.
but I don't think gambling on wars is behavior that should be encouraged.
Yeah.
I can't wait until I catch a student doing it.
Be gambling on how am I going to do on Mr. Lucky's final exam.
I would actually kind of be surprised if someone hasn't done that already.
Mm.
You know, gambling is an ever-present thing everywhere. I have not yet been in the position of saying, "Oh, I'm going to give you a in-school suspension for gambling on Polymarket," but I'm sure it'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Wait
stick
about a
around long
year.
enough.
You stick around long enough in any business, you see some crazy stuff. Anywho, on that note, thank you for listening.
And
Thank you
sticking
for
around this
tuning
long.
in, sticking around this long. And yeah, this is On the Fringe. Thanks for listening. Dave,
Mm-hmm.
hit the button.